grammar. Grammar is grammar, no forgiveness at all. What I've seen is unfortunate. Many of us don't know how to write small letter K, small letter S, small letter I or capital letter I, and small letter P, small letter M, small letter W. Please check on those letters. When we are learning in Form 1, people make assumptions. Students think the teachers are crazy. But this, I can assure you. Last year, I marked a script where a student was to get about 12 marks. The student ended up getting 3 marks because the I was always looking like capital. It does not have the dot. The K was always bigger than the letters that were following, therefore it was capital even when it's in the middle. M was having the sharp corners, therefore it was capital and not small. There was also a dot. I don't know why some people write at their pens will drop some full stops across. So that was a full stop across, so that is 0. So make sure you write properly. For once, just for that paper. Make sure your spellings are correct because no one will forgive your spelling in grammar. Make sure if a question is on punctuation, even a full stop is treated equally as strong as any other word. So when they say punctuate this sentence, missing a full stop means you don't score. Right. Changing even a name Matthew to Matthew gives you 0. So be very keen. If it's a question tag, we know that it should start with a comma, then a small letter, then a question mark at the end. Anything missing on that gives you a 0. If you are filling a gap in the middle of the sentence, make sure it starts with small letter. If it's a gap at the beginning of a sentence, make sure it starts with a capital letter. So handwriting is very important, spelling very important, and read before answering. Now the areas tested in grammar, I think there are so many. Unfortunately, it's just 15 marks, but that 15 marks is very important. So when you check on prepositions, I don't know why many people don't know the difference between on and in whenever they are using them in sentences. Why they don't know where to place by and to and all that. So revise on prepositions, both complex and simple. Then check on word formation. Word formation is very simple. Form 3 work. Go back to Form 3 work. Check on word formation, whether it's noun, whether it's adjective, whether it's adverb. Remember, they don't test common word formation. Like today, those who sat for the exams or the test, which word were you supposed to form? Which word were you supposed to form? Anyone who sat at the front, is there any? As he comes, there is punctuation. Check on colon, semicolon, parenthesis. Check on dash. Those are very commonly tested. Top and climate. And you realize the words which were to be formed. I don't know whether they scored. What is the word from pop? If you are forming, was it a verb or adjective? Are we forming an adjective or a verb? Okay, as she checks, consider pronouns. Pronouns, they have tasted a lot on subject, object, position. And the students do not get it right all the time. She and her. He and him. They and them. Those are very easy. But that you find that you are not sure whether to use her or she. Check on that. Then we have the personal pronouns. We also have them tested a lot. Still on pronouns, they test relative pronouns, especially when they are telling you to join pairs of phrases. Then we have nouns. When you are dealing with nouns, sometimes plurals of irregular nouns. Go back to Form 1 book. When you are talking about the hero, sheep, and all such, furniture, luggage, they'll test you a lot of irregular nouns. Not common nouns, you can easily add S or ES. Then check on nouns. Collective nouns are tested a lot. Compound nouns also. And you have to know where to place a dash and where not to. Then we have verbs. Students have challenges with tenses. Check the variety of tenses that we have. Then we have participles from forward. It is tested a lot. Gerund, tested a lot. Phrasal verbs. That one is either you are replacing a word with a phrasal verb or phrasal verb for a word. Consider the tense. If the phrasal verb is compensated, then the phrasal verb must be past tense. Those phrasal verbs also you find students replacing with the right one, but they have started with capital. So check on that. Then we have subject-verb agreement. It's tasted a lot. Then we have inversions from forward, substitution from forward. We have idioms. When they tested, was it last year? No, the other. Students could not explain a lot of idiomatic expressions. Yet from 4 book and English integrated from 3, the green one, they have a lot of idiomatic expressions. Interact with them. Sometimes they tell you to end a given idiomatic expression. Like, we place the cart before the ox, or the ox before the cart. Is it standing on the loose sand or standing on the loose end? So check on the idiomatic expressions. Either they'll tell you to correct or they'll tell you to explain the idiomatic expression. Then we have gender bias and gender sensitive. Very common. Where you have to replace the maid, not maid actually, the what? Chairman with chairperson. Fireman with watchman. Yeah, so just try to interact with them from 3 work again. Then they also bring conjunctions a lot. They'll tell you to place the right one or punctuate or join using a conjunction. Maybe in the middle or depending on whether it can come at the beginning. We have spelling. They have tested that about 3 years in the past. And there are specific words. When you check book 1, the second unit, that is where the spelling is. And those words indicated that grammar, continuation, receipt, deadline, those words, they are tested a lot. Prejudice, privilege, yeah. Then check on ambiguity. Ambiguity. I love my mother than my father. What does it mean? They left the field sweating. What does it mean? I hate visiting friends. What does it mean? 2 meanings. So they'll tell you to give 2 meanings or to correct so that there is no ambiguity. You write in a clear way. Then there is spelling. I think I've mentioned conditionals. You've learned conditionals. If conditionals and other forms of conditionals, learn about them. We have noun clauses, adjectival clauses. They normally test you on that. They test you on direct, indirect speech. Direct and indirect speech. And the challenge is on times, like tomorrow, today, and all that. This place, that place, and all that. So check on that. Again, it's form 2, form 3. Then there is passive and active. Passive and active sentences. Form 1 verb, modal auxiliary verb that would exist in the sentence so that they give the right answer. They forget the question tag, the question mark, and the comma. Then there is without beginning with or end with. That question means you must end with what they have given you. You must begin with what they've given you. You don't replace it with anything else. So you follow the instructions as given. Normally question 1. And they normally tell us do not change the meaning. So meaning must be maintained. I think I can rest my case.